You know, I'm outside. I'm enjoying this wonderful weather. And it's pretty nice out here. And I was just thinking to myself, if honest Muslim took the time and actually honestly went deep about these surah verses and challenged it and fact checked it and historically checked it, I wonder where they would be. Because that's what actually happened to me as I was in my journey, which ultimately led me outside of Islam and finding Jesus Christ. You got Surah 6, which makes it very clear that Allah's word cannot be corrupted, and He is the one that reveals all His word. And then you have Surah 5, verse 45 to basically 47, confirming the Bible, saying that the gospel was a revelation given to Jesus Christ by Allah Himself, which led questions to me, because Muslims, even when I was a Muslim, we all believe this, that the Bible has been corrupted. The Bible has been corrupted. And yet, when I read the Quran, I come to find out that the Bible is actually a revelation from Allah. Let me rephrase it. The Torah and the Gospel are revelation, inspiration, word of Allah given to the prophet that it belongs to. The Torah was given to Moses, right? And then you have the Gospel was given to Jesus Christ. So, if we have honest Muslim, are you an honest Muslim? Are you watching this? Honest Muslim, seriously. If that is the case, I challenge every beloved Muslims out there to actually go down the history timeline and find out if the Bible truly was corrupted. Ultimately, I ended up doing that. Not in my story, I never read the Bible. For obvious reasons, I thought it was corrupted, and I just believed that the Quran was simply just the truth. I believed that Allah was the only God, and that's what I believed when I was a Muslim. And I was strong in my faith, and I was strong in it, right? But I didn't even realize that Allah was also the one that revealed the gospel. And it's funny, it's amazing. You go to the mosque, you go to these imam and sheikh, they don't discuss these topics much. They don't talk about these topics much. They don't tell you how Allah is the one that revealed the Torah and how Allah revealed the gospel. But they will tell you that it is corrupted. Those books are corrupted, even though the Quran itself says the complete opposite. It says it cannot be corrupted. So I did some deep dive into it. And at this point, I've already seen visions of Jesus Christ, right? To the point where I have to start opening the Bible and start researching the Bible. But when I ran into those verses in the Quran, it led me to want to go look down the history. I went down history timeline, trying to find some of the oldest manuscripts about the Old Testament, which the Torah, and the Injil, which is the Bible, the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and etc., etc. But they're dating all the way back as early as the first centuries, right? You can even go find historical manuscript known as the Dead Sea Scrolls was found, right? You can see the manuscript of the Old Testament that were found, and you can see, you can read them, you can compare it to what we have today, and they measure up basically word for word. So even all the way back to the first centuries, I mean, we're talking about 500-600 years before Muhammad came, the text that they have, the message that was being shared then, you compare it to what you're reading today, it is the same exact message. So that leads me to ask, okay, Muslims, if you believe that the Bible or the Torah has been corrupted, at what point of time did it get corrupted? Right? At what point in time did it get corrupted? You can't just believe that it's corrupted because you're saying it. Now you have to have some proof. You have to come with evidence to prove that. So this is the first time me actually challenging myself, trying to prove that what I have been taught this whole entire time is actually true. Come to find out, it was far from it. Far from it. So I did another further step. So what I did was look at historical evidences that are documented about the life of Jesus Christ. I'm talking about outside of the Bible. There are historical documentation. Forgive me, there's a car driving by, so I'm outside enjoying the weather. There are historical documents about the life of Jesus, that he truly did live and he truly did get crucified. And there are stories of people literally putting their life on the line, claiming that they saw Jesus after he got crucified, claiming that he was resurrected. Now, then, you know, a lot of people say that they made that up. But I really want you to think about this. Think about this. Why would someone make up a lie and put their life on the line for something that they made up that ultimately cost them their life? A lot of them did end up losing their lives. Why would they do that for something that was not true, for a lie that they made up? It just didn't make sense. So you can see the evidence is actually truly pointing, based on witnesses, true witnesses, that Jesus truly did walk this earth, and Jesus did get crucified, and Jesus ultimately did raise from the grave. The evidence are very clear. They're out there. It's hard to deny. And so I challenge the Muslims, man. I just want to challenge y'all, because genuinely I love y'all. I love y'all. I love the Muslims out there, and I want y'all to discover the truth. And I know y'all passionate. And honestly, all you have to do is just read what's in the Quran. The Quran tells the Christians, or the people of the gospel, to judge by the gospel. That's what it says. But why tell them to judge by the gospel if the book is corrupted? Why would Allah tell them that if that's the case? You know, it wouldn't make sense to me. Like, imagine Allah knowing that it's corrupted and telling them, like, yeah, go ahead, judge by the corrupted book. This is why they call this the Islamic dilemma. Because Allah, the Quran, is confirming the validity of the Bible. And yet the Bible, when I started reading it and started learning it, what it teaches inside the Bible completely contradicts what's in the Quran. So yeah, maybe just take a moment and actually consider looking at it. And I don't know. You read something and you fact check it. I'll give you an example, right? I've never seen George Washington a day in my life. Never seen him. How do I know it's real? There are witnesses. They wrote about it. They wrote his stories. They wrote stuff that he has done, accomplished, where he was successful, where he failed, etc. These are actual historic, documented eyewitnesses that saw him, that walked alongside with him, that saw the things that he achieved and did not achieve. Likewise, the same thing happened with Jesus. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? And you know, I just find it very fascinating that all my life I'm taught that the Bible was corrupted. And the book that I'm supposed to believe in, when I read it, it tells me the complete opposite. Man, I'll tell you, God truly is good. It's a funny way that it works, man. It's a funny way that it works. If you genuinely are seeking the truth, God will reveal himself to you. And I want to say this and end it with this. Jesus says, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. That no one can come through the Father except but by him. With Jesus being the truth, when you're genuinely seeking truth, God can reveal himself in many different ways. Like for me, he revealed himself through the Quran and through some visions. I believe that God can reveal himself even through the Quran. Jesus can really reveal himself, his real identity, through the Quran. Why? Because he is the truth. The Quran has some truth and not all the truth about who Jesus is. And here's the thing, Muslims, that you probably don't want to hear. Your eternity actually depends on the identity of Jesus Christ. Your eternity truly depends on the identity of Jesus Christ. It matters if you got the identity of who you say it is, that's correct, or if you're wrong, that can lead you to hell or not. Because Jesus said, if you deny me, I will deny you before my Father. So yeah, think about that. Well, brothers and sisters in Christ, I just wanted to share that real quick, and I'm gonna head back in the house. And before I end it, I want to thank everybody for this past week that has just truly blessed me and my family in our current situation that we have going on. You guys been donating, and it has been blessing us, preparing us to do whatever God has for me. You know, there's a lot of things that I want to do. There's a lot of great contents I want to build, but for right now, this is the best I can give you. This is literally the best I can give you right now on my phone, and you know, whenever I possibly can. But I believe God is going to continue to bring increases, and I'm going to be able to do more, and for this ministry, and it's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow. You guys have been truly amazing, truly a blessing, and I know that it's just God moving through you, and leading you to do anything. So again, like the video, share the video, and you know, Muslim, I challenge you to go do an honest deep dive historical research of when the gospel message got corrupted. And that message is that God sent his son Jesus Christ to die for the sins of the world, and after his death he resurrected on the third day, and he is going to come back again. Much love to everybody. God bless you all. I'll make another video as soon as I possibly can. God bless. I'm out.